All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Matt Fessler. I'm the Associate Dean of Enrollment here at Hudson County Community College, and I would like to welcome you to our Fall 2020 Virtual Open House. So I'm very excited to be here this evening. I'm excited to engage with all of you, but I'm also excited that this is our first ever live virtual open house at Hudson County Community College. So we are actually making history tonight, as they say. Before I get into the agenda, I do want to provide three quick reminders before we move forward. The first being that you can find the entire virtual open house schedule and all of the virtual links at hcc.edu/open house. So we have virtual breakout rooms this evening. That is a separate link from this presentation. So you can find all those links there. You should have got them in email as well. But if you do want to go to the virtual breakout rooms this evening, that is a separate link from this presentation. Also, how to ask questions during this presentation. Your microphones and videos are turned off for this presentation, but you will see it should be on the right-hand side, a Q&A section where you can ask questions. At the end of this presentation, we will be introducing a panel. I'm very excited for them to join us, and they will be answering your questions at the end of this presentation. Now, when you go to the virtual breakout rooms this evening, Wednesday, Thursday, if you join on Saturday, your video and microphone will be available in the virtual breakout rooms. It's just not available in this specific presentation. So again, use that Q&A chat section throughout the presentation. You can start putting questions in there now or throughout the presentation. And like I said, we will answer them at the end. So for today's agenda, we're going to have a welcome from the president of Hudson County Community College. We're going to go through HCC's response to COVID-19 and our return to campus. We're going to talk about the HCCC focus, which is a really kind of a general information session. And then, as I mentioned before, we'll introduce our panel and hear questions from you in the audience. So with all that being said, I would like to introduce our president of Hudson County Community College, Dr. Christopher Reber, to give you all a warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Matt. It's a pleasure to be here and making history with all of you. And I want to extend, on behalf of the entire college community, my warmest greetings. It's wonderful to be with you and have an opportunity to talk about Hudson County Community College and to answer any questions you might have. This is a really special college. I know that typically you will hear that anywhere you go, and I think every college is special. But I'm here to tell you that in over 40 years of working in higher education at a number of really fine institutions, I have never been so inspired day in and day out by this college and most importantly by our college community. We're one of the most diverse colleges in the United States, which certainly is appropriate given the fact that we're located in Jersey City, the most diverse city in the United States. But that diversity we take as a huge point of pride. The entire college community is open to and really enthusiastic about learning from one another, about sharing all the differences we bring collectively to this institution. And so diversity, equity, and inclusion is an overarching priority for our college. We have amazing cultural events and student organizations and just a wide variety of events in the life of the college day in and day out. And in fact, during the pandemic, we've been seeing so many daily video meetings and events and opportunities to talk about concerns and share support for one another. It has really been inspiring during the pandemic to watch our college community rising to the challenges of the pandemic, supporting one another, and in many ways, I think, becoming even more engaged than we ever were before when we were all in a traditional on-the-ground environment. So it's a really special place because of the people. Our students are coming to us from many foreign countries. A third of our students have emigrated to the United States from abroad. A third speak English as a second language. We're an Hispanic serving institution. So diverse in every possible way. The vast majority of our students are the first in their families to attend higher education. And so this is a school that is transformational and life-changing. We see students coming to us not even sure they can fit college into their lives with all of the other things they're doing. And not only do they succeed, but they excel. And when students graduate, they go to those that transfer to four-year and graduate programs, go to schools all over the country, including some of the very finest. And other students find themselves having really wonderful employment opportunities. We have strengths in many of the highest demand fields, culinary, given the fact that we're in the most dynamic city in the world, and the restaurant and hospitality industry is so huge. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We opened a state-of-the-art new STEM building just 2 years ago. Health sciences, we take such great pride in the fact that so many of the frontline healthcare workers who are making life and death impacts, really life impacts, life-changing and saving impacts right now, graduated from Hudson County Community College and or from sister institutions, and wonderful programs in business and also in the humanities and social sciences. We are nationally known for an art collection of some 1,400 original paintings and artworks that pervade all of our buildings. And so I think it's a great institution. We are especially proud of what many of our students are calling home. We're hearing increasingly Hudson is home, Hudson is family. It's a place where people really care about one another, and where we are all, on the faculty, staff, and students, all focused on student success, helping one another succeed, finding ways to remove barriers and help students achieve their educational and career and life goals. So we welcome you as you consider joining the HCCC family, and if any of us can be helpful, never hesitate to contact us. And I hope I see some of you sooner rather than later. And the two most exciting times of the year for all of us on the faculty and staff are now, when we have an opportunity to meet prospective new students, and commencement, when we have an opportunity to celebrate their achievements. And best wishes to all of you. Thank you for being here, and let us know how we can be helpful. Thanks again, Matt and team.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Reber. Inspiring as always, and so many great things going on here at Hudson County Community College. At this time, I'm now going to hand it over to Lisa Doherty, our Vice President of Student Affairs and Enrollment. And she's going to be talking to you a little bit about, I'm sure you might have heard of it, COVID-19, and what our response has been to that, and what we're doing to transition to campus in the safest way possible. So Lisa?
Thank you, Matt, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I hope that you and your families are well. And if you have had family members suffer from COVID-19, or you yourself have, I hope that you're able to manage through. So here at HCCC, we have really tried to approach our response to COVID-19 with a culture of care, with putting the safety of students, faculty, and staff first. That's been our guiding principle through this entire time. And student success. We want our students to be as successful as they can be while being as safe as they can be, in addition to our faculty and staff. We have a website dedicated to our return to campus. I encourage you to take a look. It's got frequently asked questions, all the different modalities in which we will offer classes, ways that you can access all of our services, both on campus and online. We've tried to make this time as manageable as possible for our students. And so in doing that, we did freeze our tuition for the academic year 20 to 21. We typically raise it a few percent every year, as all colleges do, but we wanted to keep the financial burden as minimal as possible for our students. So we froze our tuition for the upcoming academic year. This fall and in the spring, we're running classes primarily in 3 different ways. We have a lot of classes that are 100% online, and that can be done on your own schedule. You don't have to log in at a certain time. You just complete the assignments by the deadline, and everything is done online from your home in an asynchronous format, meaning you do it on your own time, in the middle of the night, middle of the day, whenever it works for you, which is great for people who may be homeschooling children or caring for family members. We also have remote classes. This means you also do not come to our campus, but you do meet online with your class and your teacher at a designated time. So if a class meets Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., you are at your computer and logging in either via WebEx or our Canvas conferencing to be in front of your teacher and your other classmates. This is someone who really does feel that they learn better when they're actively engaged live with other people. So that's a great option. And the third is we do have classes running on campus. This fall, we had a smaller percentage, maybe about 15%. And then in the spring, as of this moment, we have about a third, with the understanding that we might have to make a change at any moment. And on campus means that you would come to one of our campuses, either Journal Square or North Hudson, and you would probably have an additional online or remote component so that we're minimizing the amount of time you're on campus. All of our on-campus classes have been, rooms have been studied to make sure we have the exact number of students in there to allow for the appropriate social distancing. So it's extremely safe. You're 6 feet apart from all students. Masks are required, hand sanitizing stations all over the campus. So we really want to make sure we have signage, one-way traffic in the hallways and the stairwells. So it's really very safe to be here. But we understand some students like to be remote. So you have options. You could go remote, online, or on campus. That's our plan for the spring, but we are very comfortable pivoting to a remote or online modality if we have to, if the environment suggests that. We have lots of safety protocols and procedures. Like I mentioned, we have a protocol for reporting positive cases or exposures or concerns, and all of that is at that landing page that you see there. Students can also access all of our services, for the most part in person, but all of our services are available remotely. So whether it's the library, some students want to come in and do their research, others want to do it remotely, no problem. Registration, you can register in person, you can register remotely. Financial aid, testing, tutoring, all of our services give you the option of in person or remote. We also have a fully online orientation and training videos for the return to campus with safety protocols and just important things that you should know. Some students, when we moved to remote learning and services, did not have technology at home or access to technology. So we are providing Chromebooks. We're loaning those out to any student who needs them, and we still have plenty to loan out for the spring. We also have a limited supply of hotspots for students who have challenges with internet access. Our food pantries on both campuses have remained open through the entire pandemic since March. Even when everyone else was at home, our food pantry staff was here serving students in need. Hudson Helps is our holistic student support framework. So we help students with accessing SNAP benefits, accessing mental health resources, housing insecurity, emergency funding. We also were able to disperse, we received $4.2 million from the federal government in CARES Act relief money. To date, we have dispersed more than $3 million of that directly to students to use for their life expenses, whether it's rent or food or healthcare or childcare. So we're really proud that we were able to get that out quickly to any student who requested it. Since it was dispersed, and we still do have some money to award for the fall. So we hope that you see that you have options, that whatever option you choose, you are safe, and we are 100% committed to keeping you safe, whether it's on campus or remote. And if you need anything, you can find all of the resources at those 2 links, and I'm sure Matt will provide additional contact information later. So thank you for this opportunity to speak with you, and enjoy the rest of the open house.
Thank you, Lisa. obviously, the safety with COVID-19 is on everyone's mind. So I think, you can see what we're doing here at Hudson is keeping that as our number one priority, is keeping students safe, faculty safe, but not only just within Hudson, but within our community as well. So that brings us to the HCC focus. And this is kind of everything about Hudson. It's going to be hard for me to cover everything in this short amount of time. So just think of this as a glimpse into what Hudson has to offer. But what the HCC focus is, it's our focus on providing students flexible learning environments. It's our focus on providing students outstanding academic programs. It's our focus on providing them cost-effective education, focus on unlimited transfer and career opportunities, and our focus on supportive student services. So to break this down just a little bit further, we'll go through each of these. So the first one being the F in focus, and that stands for flexible learning environments. And we like to say here at Hudson, we're ready when you're ready. And that is true because you can really apply whenever you're ready. We have what's called open enrollment, and we always have terms starting around the corner. So we have 10 start terms throughout the year. We have a summer term. We have 2 summer terms. We have multiple fall and spring start terms. We have online A sessions, online B. There is literally always going to be another term starting around the corner whenever you apply. We have flexible schedules. So that's morning, afternoon, evening, and weekend classes are available. We have fully online classes, fully online programs, hybrid classes, so 50% on campus, 50% online. Obviously, things have changed a little bit due to COVID-19, but this is just giving you the general sense how things normally would run at Hudson County Community College. We're close to home and easily accessible. We have 2 main campuses. We have our Journal Square campus, which is in Jersey City. That's the picture at the top right. And we have our North Hudson, which is in Union City. That's the picture in the middle there. We also have 2 offsite locations, with our newest one being the new Secaucus Center at Hudson County Schools of Technology, and that's the picture in the bottom right there. And we also do offer some limited classes at Bayonne High School as well. We're also, as I said, easily accessible by public transportation, and if you enroll as a full-time student, which is 12 or more credits, you actually get a discount on NJ Transit as well. So I just quickly wanted to throw this map up on the screen just to show you. You can see the stars there are where our campuses are located at. This gives you a good idea of how spread out we are throughout Hudson County. The next focus here being on outstanding academic programs. We offer more than 60 degrees and certificates here at Hudson, so there is a lot to choose from, and we're always adding new ones that lead to in-demand employment and those pathways to find work, to find jobs. So there's always new ones being added, and we also have credentialed faculty, state-of-the-art facilities, and award-winning programs. Dr. Reber mentioned a few of these, including the STEM building, which is the picture on the right-hand side. This truly is a state-of-the-art facility with technology in the classrooms, but also state-of-the-art equipment for labs and things that you're going to be doing in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. To take you through quickly through some other facilities here and programs, I have some pictures on the right-hand side I'm going to go through. This next one here, that is a picture of an actual kitchen at Hudson County Community College, and our culinary program ranks number 6 in the nation according to bestchoiceschools.com. It is a phenomenal program. And as you can see, you actually get to work in real style restaurant type kitchens. We also have full baking rooms. We have a awesome ice sculpting room. So it is a really, really cool facility. I do hope in the future when we can give tours, you do get a chance to see it. The next one here is our nursing program. That again is an actual picture from our nursing program. That is our sim lab that kind of replicates a hospital setting to give students a familiarity with the hospital area and what it's like to work in a hospital setting. And as you can see there, HCC nursing program ranks number 2 on the New Jersey NCLEX exam pass rate, which is one of the most important exams that you will have to take to be licensed as a nurse. So we were number 2 in the state of New Jersey. So obviously very proud of that. This is a picture of our library, which was rated #1 in the Excellence Award in the Community College category. Some of you, I'm sure this is in Jersey City, I'm sure you may have seen it. It is open to the public, so you're welcome to stop in, although things are limited right now due to COVID-19. But again, just another beautiful building. The library is 2 floors. There's also classrooms. There's a terrace on the top where you can see just amazing views of New York City as well. This is somewhat bittersweet because we were supposed to open up our new student center in April. And unfortunately, we couldn't, but here comes the sweet part, is that we are opening it. It actually is open on a very limited basis, and we will be expanding that just a little bit further in the near future. Again, following all safety protocols and everything. But the new student center is an area for students to hang out, clubs and organizations to meet. There's going to be a vets lounge. There's going to be a deli in there. It's a really, really cool space for our students to hang out and enjoy each other's company or study or whatever they want to do. So going back over to the left-hand side here for academic flexibility, we say here a lot, we meet you where you're at. Some of you might be saying, Matt, I don't remember algebra, or I don't know if I speak English that well, and that is okay. We are going to meet you where you're at and get you to where you need to be. Some of you, on the other hand, might be saying, Matt, I really need a challenge. I heard community college is easy. Well, don't believe the myths. There's an awesome honors program here at Hudson County Community College, which also gives you some perks as well. You get some special guest speakers, you get to go on field trips, and you also get it marked on your transcript as an honors program when transferring to a 4-year institution, which obviously helps in being competitive when transferring to a 4-year school. We also have unique programming. Some of you may or may not have heard of our Year Up program. Just a phenomenal program for ages 17 to 24 interested in business and technology. This is a program where they connect you with businesses for internship opportunities while simultaneously taking classes here at Hudson County Community College. Another great example of unique programming at Hudson is the HCCC learning communities. This is, if you're somebody that really feels you need extra support, this is for you. This is a cohort of students that are grouped together and travel along their journey here at Hudson together, and also get extra support from assigned faculty and assigned academic tutors and academic coaches as well. So there's extra support in those learning communities. The next focus on here is for cost-effective education. Obviously, we all know money is important when looking at a school. I am happy to say more than 80% of students receive some type of financial aid and/or scholarship at Hudson County Community College, which is just phenomenal. And on the left-hand side, you can see a good comparison chart. Now, this is from 2017, but it is relatively the same. Obviously, some costs have gone up overall across the board, but it is relatively the same in the differences. And you'll see there in 2017, New Jersey private colleges were over $37,000, New Jersey public colleges over $13,000, and Hudson County Community College right around $5,500. So obviously a lot of opportunity to save a lot of money, and then you can always still transfer to that 4-year school that you may have always dreamed of going, but you're going to save a lot of money along the way as well. So the next thing on here, continuing cost-effective education is scholarships. I'm not going to go into too much detail here just because of time, and I want to make sure we have enough time to get to our panel, but just know you can go to hec.edu/scholarships. Both of these scholarships you see up on the screen, you can apply for with one application. So you can find all that information at hec.edu/scholarships. And I have to mention that the free tuition is now available to students that have an adjusted gross income of $65,000 per year or less. So another great opportunity, if your household income is $65,000 or less, you may be eligible to come to Hudson County Community College for free, and that includes fees as well. So I do have the contact information up here on the screen, but if there's anything to remember, you can remember this link down here at the bottom, hcc.edu/free tuition, because all the contact information is on there, and there's a lot more information on that webpage as well. So that's hccc.edu/free tuition. The next focus is unlimited transfer and career opportunities. So I kind of just put this graphic up on the screen just to kind of show you students can go in all different types of directions after they leave Hudson. Some do go right into the workforce, and that's great. We have a great career services department that's going to get you ready to do that. They can help you with your resume, find employers, cover letters, prepare for job interviews. But we obviously also have a lot of students that transfer to four-year institutions as well. So these are some of the main schools that a lot of our students do transfer to. But I also want to show you that students at Hudson have transferred all over the United States as well as the world. And you can see these are some list of some of the schools where our students have gone over the years. And on the bottom right-hand corner there, you'll see they've also, like I said, internationally to Canada, Japan, France, and the Netherlands as well. So, and these are some top institutions. So our students are very competitive in being accepted into four-year institutions. And our next focus on here is supportive student services. I hope you got the sense from Dr. Reber that we have a strong commitment to student success, and we have great academic support programs. I mentioned career services. Dr. Reber mentioned the campus that promotes diversity. We have more than 90 nationalities represented here at Hudson County Community College. And you can see all the services on the right-hand side. And I couldn't even fit everything on this screen. So there's even more than what I have up here on the screen. We also have various student activities, organizations to get involved with, Student Government Association. All the majors have clubs. There's a lot of activities on campus, obviously limited right now. But we also have off-campus things as well, including Broadway shows and sporting events where students can get discounted tickets as well. So quickly, I just want to talk to you about enrolling at HCCC. Now, when you do the virtual breakout rooms tonight, we will have an admissions room, so you can always ask more specific questions. I put this flyer up on the screen because I just wanted to show you that registration is open now. It is open now for our spring 2021 term, which begins in January. Everything opened for our veterans on October 30th, and then November 1st and 2nd, it opened up for everyone else. And I will put these links back up on the screen in a second. But I also want to take you through the 1, 2, 3 steps that it takes to apply at Hudson. And it really is that easy. Now, every student is different, and they do have different situations and things going on. But in the most basic sense, it really is 3 steps. It's applying. So you can go to hcc.edu/apply. And we are running a promo code right now, which is capital H, capital C, and the number 3. So that's HC3, and that waives the $25 application fee. So definitely take advantage of that so you don't have to pay the $25. After applying, your second step will be to determine your placement. And that's really, there's a few options available, and that's really just to determine your college level readiness. So you can go to hcc.edu/remote placement, and just keep in mind you can be exempt from those placement options as well if you have a certain GPA or SAT scores or something along those lines. And then lastly, registering for classes. After you have completed steps 1 and 2, so don't register until you've done steps 1 and 2. So after steps 1 and 2, you can set up an appointment to register for classes, and we're doing that by appointment in person or by appointment remotely. So if you're not comfortable coming to campus, that's totally fine. We will set up a remote appointment and get you registered for classes. I also I wanted to put some helpful resources in kind of highlighting a few things that we talked about, and these were some things that I felt were the most important for you to know. If you haven't applied yet, take advantage of that promo code. For remote and in-person services, go to hcc.edu/remote services. I know it says remote services, but there are in-person services at that link as well. And then our return to campus, which Lisa went over a little bit earlier ago. And then lastly, our enrollment guide. And that's something I don't think we've mentioned yet, but if you go to hcc.edu/enrollment guide, if there's one thing I can plug tonight, it would be the enrollment guide. So this does, when you go to that link, it will actually download a PDF version of our enrollment guide, which has everything you possibly need, all the information about enrolling at Hudson County Community College. And there's very important dates and deadlines and everything in there. So if you haven't already, do make sure that you go to that link and it will download it. You can also go to our main webpage, and it is right there on the home page as well where you can download it. also. So I am certainly not an expert in financial aid, but I am happy to say that we do have financial aid with us this evening. So for a virtual breakout room, if you have any questions, they're also going to be with us on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I just put some basic information up here about financial aid. The first step being you have to apply for FAFSA. That's our school code, which is 012954. And then if you do want to reach out to them directly, if you don't have time to go to the virtual breakout rooms, here is their contact information. And I also will put up a text number for them in a moment, but it's financial, and it's hard to see there, but it's actually financial_aid@hcc.edu. So that's financial_aid@hcc.edu, or you can contact them directly via telephone. And then I put a few other contacts up here on the screen, which really right now, probably some of the best ways to reach us is via text. That sometimes can be pretty instantaneous to get a response. And then here's the contact information for some of the main departments that you'll need to interact with when you're enrolling at Hudson County Community College. Admissions, financial aid, bursar was where you make your payments, as well as advisement and counseling as well. So with that being said, I would like to call on our panel, if they're able to turn on their videos. And I believe Nakia is joining us by phone as well. So I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves. And after you introduce yourselves, I will actually take down the PowerPoint slide and exit out of this so that we can see some of the questions the audience members have for us and that we can answer for them. So I will write down this list here, and Peter, if you want to kick it off.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hudson. My name is Peter Cronrath. I am an instructor in the Business Culinary Arts and Hospitality Management Division. I also serve on the Return to Campus Task Force and the acting chair of the Academic Affairs Committee for the All College Council.
Thank you, Peter. And Nakia, I think you're joining us by phone, correct? Oh, there you are. You're joining by video through phone. But you're still on mute. If you could unmute yourself before you talk, sure.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Nakia Santos, and recruiter at Hudson. I just want to open up, Matt, if that's okay with you, just with a little word of encouragement for our students. Just a yes?
Of course, yes.
Because I can't see everyone, so I'm sorry. So good day, and welcome to HCCC's virtual open house Q&A panel. My name is Nakia Santos, and I'm one of the helpful recruiters here at HCCC, and I'm also a product of the HCCC, the class of 2016. I would like to first and foremost commend you on your bravery to take on a life-changing decision, especially during a pandemic. That says something really special about your character. I was a student and a recent graduate myself during COVID-19, and despite it being not the easiest, it was worth it. Therefore, I encourage you to keep your spirits up, maintain and push through. I have a message for you all. For the non-traditional students returning to school and being your first time as an adult coming to college, carry and pass the torch to another potential non-traditional student. For the first generation of students who's breaking those generational curses, make your ancestors proud and pave the way for those coming behind you. And for any first-time high school students, please don't embarrass your parents. I'm joking. I want you to be the change that this world needs and remain fearless while doing so. With that being said, welcome to the open Q&A panel. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nakia. And Diana.
Hi guys, welcome. My name is Diana Galvez. I am the Student Development Associate for the North Hudson campus. That's the campus located in Union City. I like to be called a generalist because I can try to answer as many questions as possible when related to enrollment and student services. I've been working for Hudson County for 6 years now and am also a product of Hudson County. I graduated in 2017, and I am recently a graduate from the spring semester from NJCU. So any questions you guys need answers to, I'm here to answer them.
Wonderful. Thank you, Diana. And last but certainly not least, Crystal.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Newton. I'm currently a peer leader here at Hudson County Community College. Basically, I am like a walking and personal billboard as a student representative of the school. I am also a current graduate. I just graduated in May, being a first generation as well as an adult student. I graduated with my associate's degree in business administrations, and I'm currently a student now at St. Peter's University. I'm majoring in marketing management.
You broke up a little bit at the end there, Crystal, but I think we did get the last part of it. You were introducing your major as a marketing management at St. Peter's, right? Wonderful. Great. All right. So at this point, I am going to exit out of this PowerPoint. And as I said, if you do have any questions, do make sure to start putting them in the Q&A chat box. We will start looking at those. So if you have any questions, and it can really be anything in general or about a specific program, I feel between all of us, we'll certainly be able to answer it. But if it's something very specific for a program, we can always get you connected to the right person that can answer that question as well. All right, so I do have one question in here at the moment. When is the deadline to apply for next semester? Does anyone want to take that?
I can take that. So I like to say that we're very flexible and we don't believe in deadlines because there's always a semester that you can apply for. The January semester, which is the spring semester, starts the 25th. However, you can take winter session courses, which start January 5th. We do have an online B session, which starts at the end of March, and a quick term, which is the second week of February, if I'm not mistaken. So there's always a semester available for you guys to register.
Thank you. So first question was, what is the deadline to apply? I see here, but then I also see what is the deadline for payment for the spring semester. And does anyone know that, or at least I know you were just talking about that today?
I do know that. Although I know everyone on this call knows where to find it, I will share it because I just shared it off the top of my head. So the winter session, which is just 2 weeks, must be paid in full by the end of the winter session. So it starts January 5th, it ends, I believe, January 19th. So it needs to be paid by the end of the session. For spring, anyone who registers now, all the way through January 22nd, by January 22nd, which is just a few days before the term starts, you need to either make a payment, have paid in full, but there's really no need to pay in full if you can do a payment plan, or have your financial aid in place. So you have plenty of time to do your FAFSA and submit paperwork. And then anyone who registers after January 22nd, that means you're registering as classes are beginning. So you need to make a payment or have financial aid arrangements in place right away. But just like with anything, we are flexible. And if you have a situation or an extenuating circumstance, just share that with us and we'll be sure to help you through it.
Perfect, thank you. So I have a question from an audience member that they said that they're hesitant whether they should submit their application now without their SAT score. It might be available in 2 weeks. Shall I wait and use my SAT waiver so I don't take the placement test if I got a good score? What SAT score GPA make me waive from the placement test?
I can jump in and answer that. I would say you should wait for you until you do your SAT scores, because it does allow you to be exempt from taking the college placement test. So your a 480, and your math should be 530. However, if you have a GPA of a 3.0, where we can combine your SATs with your high school transcript, which you can always do that at the end of your semester when you once you graduate high school. So in order to combine that, you would need a score of between 400 to 479 and 500 to 520 combined with that score. Again, because you are graduating in June, you do still have enough time. But if you meet the mark or go past the mark, you're most certainly encouraged to submit those transcripts in. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do agree with Akia. You should. It's a good idea if you know you're getting the SAT scores. I think that's a great idea to be exempt. You can always submit the application ahead of time if you want to do that now. Take advantage of the promo code. That's totally fine. And then once your SAT scores come in, that's if you meet the deadline, the criteria, that's a very easy way to be exempt from the college placement test. And it also gives us a little bit more idea about where we should place you for mathematics as well. Okay, just give me one moment here. So this question is about a payment plan. I recently registered for spring 2021. I want to know when I can establish a payment plan because the option is currently unavailable. Any thoughts?
I have a thought. If they're applying for the payment plan online and it's unavailable, they could always call the bursar department and set up a payment plan via phone. So that's another option for students if they don't want, if the online is being a little quirky.
Yeah, and I do recommend that because you should be able to set up a payment plan. So it could be something that is how, what's, as Diana said, what's online when you're logging into the portal. So you should be able to do that. I would recommend contacting Bursar. If somebody on here can maybe type the Bursar contact information to them, that would be perfect.
I'm doing it right now.
And send them a screenshot of whatever you're seeing, because if there's something wrong, we certainly want to rectify that as soon as possible. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
So somebody did ask, how much is the semester exactly? And if I'm able to register, even though I still need to pay my student loans. So I think they're asking, am I able to register even though I still need to pay my student loans? And how much is the semester exactly?
I would say it depends on the amount of credits that you do take. 12 credits can a little over $2,000 for each semester, and a semester, which means for each semester, like let's just say in spring, it'd be over $2,000, and if you were starting at a full semester, a fall and a spring, in total it'll run you a little over $5,000. And what was the second part, Matt? I'm sorry.
Am I able to register even though I still need to pay my student loans? It sounds like they may have an outstanding balance. I don't know if that it could depend on where those loans are from, or if they're from Hudson County Community College, or if they're from another institution. There's a lot of things that can go into that. I would personally recommend speaking to financial aid so that they can talk to you a little about that a little bit further.
Add to it also for either or, if you are a student transferring in from Hudson, have a balance with your student loans, as long as you don't owe Hudson any money, that's fine. What problem you will probably run into if you have a balance at another institution is being able to transfer any credits in. Now, as for us, if you do have a balance, if you are able to get that balance under $500, you would be allowed to register. However, if you already made it to collections, unfortunately, as of now, and can change in the future, but you would have to pay the balance in full with the collection agency before actually applying. I do hope that actually helped you.
Matt, you're muted.
Thank you.
I can hear you if you're in the other room.
It's not the first, it's not the last time it'll happen. So we have a specific question here about somebody that graduated from high school from a foreign country, which we do have a lot of students that come from not only outside of New Jersey, but also outside of the country as well. So they're a graduate from high school from a foreign country. I'm actually a permanent resident and I want to start a major. How can I enroll with HCCC?
I'll say so because I do work in enrollment. So if you are a permanent resident, you would simply apply for Hudson. Go to our website, hccc.edu/apply. Use the promo code capital H, capital C, capital 3. Choose a major. If you're looking to take any ESL classes or enhance your English, you can do that as well as declaring an actual major. And it's pretty much as simple as that. It's a difference between being a student from out the country and international. If you are a permanent resident, you're more than welcome to start your process and applying at Hudson.
And that's a really good point. There is a difference between being a permanent resident and being a student that's on a visa coming from another country. So and we will actually this evening, if you are an international student joining us, one of the virtual breakout rooms is for international students this evening.
And Matt, I just want to add, student, it is really important to have a social security number and applying it to your application if you're looking to receive any aid. If you don't have a social security number at this time, you're still more than welcome to become a student, but unfortunately you would have to come to add a social security number to your account.
Great, thank you, Nakia. So this is a great question, and we have a lot of non-traditional students here. The person said, I would be considered a later in life student at 46 years old. As you can imagine, this is almost foreign to me after 27 years out of the academic environment. This can be overwhelming. Is there someone I can speak to that can counsel me through the process?
Yeah, I can speak to that, especially being that when I returned to Hudson, I was 44. So I was out 20-something years as well, being out of school and kind of nervous about coming back in. And I can say that our advising and counseling office was a tremendous resource for me. All of the counselors were very understanding and very accommodating to me as an adult student, trying to navigate, the whole system of even registering. There wasn't not one person I just couldn't just speak to, whether it was my personal counselor or another counselor in the office who actually took that time out to navigate things for me, answer my questions, provide feedback when I felt like I wasn't, progressing enough in a class or anything like that. Giving me that kind of advice that I needed to feel more more invited and more accommodated in the school, where I didn't feel like a duck out of water kind of thing, being an older student. And I definitely had hesitations when I came back that like all the students were going to be younger than me and nobody would relate to my situation and things of that sort. So as I said, we do have a very understanding counseling office. We also have a club that was recently started by myself and another alum named Cora Booth. That is the Later in Life club for adult students. So any students that is over the age of 25, that is a club that was started to give adult students a resource to have interaction with other students that are going through a similar situation as themselves, to be another outlet as a resource, to have, that outlet to talk to people and kind of get feedback and, voice your opinions about what you're feeling as an adult student and have someone on your level to understand and help you through that situation.
And just to add to Crystal's amazing information, We actually are starting up an honor society for adult students this semester. It's Alpha Sigma Lambda. I'm one of the co-counselors for the society. So we have clubs and honor societies available. The society is amazing. It offers scholarship opportunities for adult students and other resources. So congratulations on taking this big step, and I'm excited for you.
Can I just add to Crystal and Zion? And I want to say to that non-traditional student coming back, this may be one of the best phases of your life because you'll appreciate it more. One thing I want to say is never let your age define your success. Allow your willpower to push you to prevail, and welcome to HCCC. Just remember this as well. No matter whether it be 6 years from now, you're going to still be the same age. Why not be doing something that you love despite of being an older adult? So welcome.
Wonderful. That was
Matt,
perfect.
Matt, can I just add in a comment?
Yes, please.
I just wanted to say that some students feel that the different modalities now, online learning, remote learning, is a different challenge, and being in the classroom is a challenge. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows, give it a shot, especially if you're coming back after a while. You have to put in a little effort, and your perseverance will get you through the class. And the faculty are here to make sure you're successful. We're trying to build you up, make you be successful in life, get to your career. Crystal, I had Crystal in class, and she can say that, she had a great time interacting with the other students. It didn't matter the age wasn't an issue. She also did the Goldman Sachs Local College Collaborative Program, and she got to interact with different businesses, get advice from peer mentors and executives from the company. So that interaction across the school, we're trying to promote that everyone's equal, everyone's going to have a great time in class, learn, and be successful in life. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Age is just a number. Age is just a number. This is a quick question, so I'll take it really quick. But somebody's asking on the application, I can't understand clearly what an SAT waiver is. It's asking you, that is a question asked you at the end. That just means students can apply for a waiver that I believe covers up to 2 costs of the SAT exam. So it would mean that you got a waiver to take the SAT exam at your local high school. So here, will I be able to apply for Community College Opportunity Grant for winter semesters?
I will take a stab at this with the asterisk that you should ask financially to be sure, but I'm pretty sure winter and spring are bundled together in one semester for financial aid purposes. I'm almost positive. Well, Diana's saying I'm right. I should have given it to you, Diana. So yes, you can combine it with your spring awards.
Great. I was wondering when we were going to get a transfer question, because I know we have Nakia and Crystal and Diana, but this one, it looks like they want to transfer credits to us this time, right? So can I transfer credits from another college, but they are over 8 years old? I have an AAS.
I would ask what your major would be, because if you're a nursing major, there are expiration dates to certain classes like anatomy and physiology. But usually the age of your degree doesn't matter. As long as the degree that you're doing with us, if it's relevant, you'll have credits transferred over. Please keep in mind that the limit of credits that transfer over from another associate's degree is 30, because you need to do at least 30 credits in an institution in order to get an accredited degree from that institution.
Yes,
And go ahead.
I would just like to also add, if someone can actually put it in the chat as well, I'll try to do it. You can order your transcripts electronically through National Student Clearinghouse and have it sent to our transfer evaluations department. So that's transfer evaluations with the S at the end at hccc.edu. And what happens is we'll award you the credits. We'll send you the information to your personal email, letting you know what credits were awarded. Those awarded credits will be noted in our system where the counselors can actually see, and then you will be able to register. So I'll put that in the chat as well.
Thank you, Nakia. So somebody did come in late and is asking, is everything remote until further notice? And I know, Lisa, you went over that previously. So just a quick recap of how we're running classes in the fall.
Sure. So we are back on campus. All of our services, almost all of our services in some sort of capacity, typically by appointment, and classes are running in 3 modalities. On campus, meaning you would come to class in person in a very socially distant classroom, wearing a mask at all times on one of our campuses, and probably have an online component as well. Remote, it's some schools call it remote live. So you're logged into your computer, viewing your professor and classmates at a designated time. So it's just like being on campus, except you're at your computer at home. Or online, which is fully online, purely online, no time to log in, no specific time to log in. You do your assignments at your own pace, but there are due dates, deadlines, assessments, and so forth. So yes, we are on campus in a limited capacity. And there's a link, if you go to hccc.edu/return to campus, you have access to all the resources, both on campus and remotely.
Perfect, thank you. So we're coming up, it's 4:58 p.m. And we do want to make sure we give everyone time to go. Remember, there is a separate link for the virtual breakout rooms this evening. You can go to hcc.edu/open house. That's hccc.edu/open house. And you, like, again, you should have gotten them in the email, but if you didn't, you can go there. And those are the links for the virtual breakout rooms. They'll be starting at 5 p.m. So to wrap this up, I would love to hear from our panelists. Why is HCC the right choice for the attendees that are with us this evening?
I'll go first. HCCC literally is a family. I came in, I was a college dropout, became a mom, and I was nervous about going back to school. And I was just working at the front desk and just interacting with the students. They're an inspiration. So you're going to be in an environment where you feel determined, heard, motivated, and just proud of yourself. Walking that stage at the end of it all is like the best moment in your life. And it's just the beginning, because there's so much you can do afterwards. So I love saying to come to HCCC. It's a community and you have the support that you need.
I'll go. I would say, as for myself, I was a second chance who became a success story, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't take the courage to return back to school at the age of 31. Remind you, being a single parent of 2 children, it was at a point in my life where I was very fearful and undecided on what I wanted to do with my life. My journey, I wouldn't change it for the world. If I had to do it all over again and I had to start at Hudson, it would be the best opportunity for a second chance.
I would like to also, kind of piggyback off of those sentiments, being that I came back as a later in life student and being fearful of being out of school so long and not knowing where academically I probably still stood and how I would cope with classes and things like that. The best choice for me was HCCC because it really was like a family who reached out to me. Someone was constantly always encouraging me to not give up, to realize that you have more in you than you think you do. And it was really a humbling and also a growing experience for me to excel in ways I never dreamed I could. And I also want to say to high school students who are thinking about coming in, if you're like timid about starting off at that 4 year, this is your great stepping stone. HCCC does give you the foundation that you need to transfer over into that four-year college. It really does not stand up to the stigma that usually you hear about community colleges. People always think that community college is just like high school extended. Like you really don't get anything out of it. But I'm here to tell you that is a complete falsehood. That is not the case with HCCC. It really does set you up to go on to some of the best schools that are out there and give you the foundation you need to succeed and continue on with your education. Because without the courage of me just giving that application, because I put in the application and I wasn't even sure I still wanted to go. I filled out the application. I kept getting all the emails and the texts and saying, we see you haven't came in yet. We see you missed your meeting. We see this. And it was like that prompting really encouraged me to say, you know what, maybe I'll just go for a semester and see how it goes. And that was like the best step to make, because now here I am at St. Peter's University, a school I never thought that I could attend. And I just got accepted into their graduate program. So I'm doing an accelerated graduates program while I'm still getting my bachelor's degree. So I strongly encourage you that whatever trepidations that you have about attending, just put that out of your head. Just give it a chance. I promise you, you'll probably end up with an experience that you never thought you could have, and you would miss out on probably the best experience you could have ever had.
Thank you, Crystal. I just want to say Hudson County Community College is a school of best practices, and the school truly is invested in your success for the future. And Crystal's nodding. I like that. And congratulations, Crystal, getting accepted to that graduate program. The faculty as well are there to help you along, guide you, mentor you. They're there to answer your questions anyway. And with this COVID-19, we are trying to be as flexible as possible to make sure that students understand that they're still going to be successful in all of those modalities. And I am actually teaching on ground, remote, and online this semester, and all of them are very engaging. The students are all engaged. You know, attendance actually has been better than it was back last fall. So I think the students want to learn. They're going to class, remote, online, and on ground. And on ground, the school has really made an effort to make sure all of the protocols for safety are met. And I feel safe there. I don't feel like I'm going to get COVID-19. The students in my class feel safe as well. So going on campus, it is safe as well. So I just wanted to add that as well. Thank you, everyone. Turn it over to you, Matt.
Thank you, Peter. And thank you all so much for being here, for being on the panel and taking questions. And thank you to our audience members for posting questions and being curious about what Hudson has to offer and how we can help you. What I can promise you is we are going to do everything we can to support you and help you and help you reach your goals. So, and if you're just sitting there right now, I don't even know where to begin or what to do. Our enrollment services is open and you can walk in. You do have to wear a mask. You have to get your temperature checked and everything like that, but just come in and we will talk to you. We will ask what you're interested in. We will talk to you and figure out how we can get you to the next step and what your ultimate goal is. So this wraps up our opening kickoff presentation. Again, thank you to all of our panelists, Crystal, Peter, Nakia, Diana. Thank you, VP Lisa Doherty, for being with us as well. Always appreciate it. And of course, Dr. Reber did have to leave, but we of course always appreciate when he can join us as well. So at this time, I want to remind you the virtual breakout rooms have kicked off. So if you haven't already, I can see some people may have already gone over there. That is a separate link. So just a reminder, a separate link at hccc.edu/open house. All the links are there. And just make sure you read the directions carefully and you will be able to get into those virtual breakout rooms. Otherwise, I hope, even though we can't see you right now, if you were here tonight and you come in person and you see any of us, say that you were at the virtual event, I saw you, and that, it just shows us how engaged you are with Hudson County Community College. So I can't see you, but we do actually hope to see you in person, hopefully in the future. Have a great evening, everyone, and we hope to see you in the virtual breakout rooms.